Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. Those are joining us. It's a wonderful early morning in Canada, where from Surya Vijay Shastri Kottamarti ji is joining us, the CEO, the Kottamarti Group, CPA's Professional Corporation, Toronto, Canada. We extend a very warm welcome to Shri Kottamarti ji, and we all are having a series, Power of Self. Today we are going to focus on power of respect. Now, before we bring Rubaru, our distinguished guest, let me just quickly recapitulate for the new speakers. Today is a very important day in the history, remembering the legend Sher Punjab, Lala Lajpat Rai ji. Today is his birth anniversary, 28th January. He was born in 1865. आपको याद होगा कितनी लाठियां लाला लाजपत राय जी ने अपने शरीर पर ली थी भारत की आजादी के लिए जब साइमन कमीशन आया था और ये लाहौर में थे. एंड इफ यू रिकॉल, बहुत कुछ इन्होंने लिखा है एजुकेशन के बारे में. एंड ही सेज, if I had the power to influence the Indian journals, that means the magazines, जैसे हम किताबें लिखते हैं, journals. If I had the power to influence the Indian journals, I would have the following headlines printed in the bold letters on the first page: milk for infants, food for the adults, and education for all. That is the passion he carried as far as education ecosystem is concerned. So we remember him. और बहुत ही नम्र है आज लाला लाजपत राय जी को याद करते हुए. हम डॉक्टर अरुण मेहरा जी के भी बहुत आभारी हैं. उनके साथ हमने 9 कार्यक्रम किए थे इसी कार्यकाल में, कोरोना में. International Chamber for Service Industry, we are dedicated to service industry, but during corona and post-pandemic, and particularly during this muted virus wave, we are focusing on education, educators, teachers, and our youth. With Kottamarti ji from Canada, we bring live the program for you all the way from Canada. And with Kottamarti ji, we started the series on 27th August 2021, making education relevant, and under that, power of self. What is your power? Power of self, and different themes he took. And we started with believe in the power that is within you. And that reminds me of Swami Vivekananda ji also. Power of detachment, power of karmas, power of voice, power to tolerate, power to accommodate, power of self-talk, power of happiness, power to withdraw, power of emotions, willpower, very important, power of giving, give it to others, pyar bante chalo, power of listening, very important, power of words. Who says words don't carry power? Words are more powerful, because the moment you open your mouth, you tell the whole world who you are. You can annoy somebody with your words, and you can be the most lovable person on this planet just because of the power of words. Power of being positive, always being positive. Power of gratitude. Gratitude, like our gratitude to Surya Vijay Shastri Kottamarti ji, coming every Friday all the way. It's early morning, 7 a.m. in Canada, and he is joining us all the way from there. Thereafter comes power of self. That is which we had emotional health and emotional intelligence, balancing between mind and intelligence. Then we had gone to power of knowledge, power of silence, and power of reconciliation, if you recall. So, ladies and gentlemen, chamber dedicated to education skills and outcome of both, what is there for them. Tonight, 8 p.m., today is Friday, we always take on reinstating the women rights webinar series. Earlier, we used to call it women empowerment, but we learned over the time, power is already there. We got to reinstate the women rights. So today we'll meet about gender equality and the empowerment, but everything will be focused on education and educators. So whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. And we have got Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji. And welcome to all of you. And let's take on the journey, power of respect. With these words, we extend a very hearty welcome to Vijay Shastri Kotamarti ji from Canada. Wonderful morning, hearty welcome. How is the snowfall and how is the weather in Toronto right over there in Canada early in the morning?
Good morning to everyone. Good afternoon and good evening. Sharmaji, it is quite cold today. It's only some flurries are coming. There's not much of snow early in the morning, but during the day, later part of the day, we will have some snow. The temperature, I don't think anybody would like to hear, but it's about minus 22 degrees Celsius. So it is
Pretty cold.
like we usually have the room temperature at 21 degrees Celsius, and we have minus 22 degrees. So it's cold, but we're used to it, and we're having a wonderful day. Let's celebrate Lala Lajpat Rai ji's birthday. It's a great. I'm lucky that many good things come up on the day of my show, and I'm privileged that today is Lala Lajpat Rai's birthday. So let's all celebrate that. And the topic for today, I actually have put power of respect. In fact, there is a missing word there, which I will bring in later, because we have to first start understanding what is respect. Now, that is a very tricky word, which actually brings all the problems, according to me, because definition of respect is that somebody should give you the required acceptance for what you are doing. That is generally considered as respect. And in our culture, we have defined certain things as respect, like touching the feet of the elders. That is a sign of respect, and that is for getting their blessings. Respecting your guru, because they say Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara. So Guru is like all the three gods, basically the Almighty, because it's just the God means the generator, operator, and destructor. That is God. That is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, which we define in Hinduism. In English, they say God, which is generator, operator, and destructor. That's how I interpret the definition of God. So all these things are, that's why we consider Guru as, we have to respect the Guru. Now, this definition of respect actually comes from where? When it's an act which has been defined by in various forms, and it is something which has been defined as actions which we generally give not to the person but to the position. And so we have to understand what is the difference between respect and regard. We most of the time actually are giving regard to that person's position, whether it is your boss in the office, or it is your parents, or it's your friends, or it's your guru. We have regard for the qualities that they have, and the interpretation of that is that we say that we respect them. Now, the problem comes when you cannot differentiate between respect and regard. Regard is for the qualities that the other person has, and you respect them because of the qualities that they have. So you have regard, but you will respect them for the qualities. So it is the qualities that make someone respect you. So I will tell you the missing word before respect. I just intentionally said power of respect, but I would like to come at the end and tell the correlation between what is the actual respect that we are talking about. So I will first give a couple of points which generally are considered to get people to respect you. Now,
With your permission, on the YouTube channel, can we have a quiz contest? Let people think what should be the prefix before power of respect.
certainly, I would be glad because I would like to see who comes up with what is in my mind. That will be
Okay.
great.
Okay.
And let's from our end, there
So
will be a prize of 500
yeah.
rupees if
So 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 ladies and gentlemen, now with the permission of our distinguished guest, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, Surya Vijay Shastri Kottamarthi ji, we are having a consent and a permission, and listen to me carefully. On the YouTube channel, people, those who have joined for the program, you can post. He has given us a small word which we have written in today's quotation, power of respect. But now he says there is some prefix before power of respect. That means before word power, something has to be put. Now, what is he thinking? Let's enter through artificial intelligence the mind of Surya Vijay Shastri Kottamarthi ji. And whosoever gives correct answer, chamber will give you 1,000 rupees this morning, this afternoon, this evening. Please go ahead, Kottamarthi ji.
So there are 6 ways to have people respect you, and this is because we consider respect an external thing. So and I'm defining the ways that you can be respected. Then the 6 ways to get people to respect you is first of all, you respect yourself first, and then think high about yourself, because only when you think high about yourself, that is the time when you will be able to respect yourself first and then respect others. So that is the first point. The second one is you should always set clear boundaries when and discuss with people. When people respect you, whenever they know that you are very clear about what you want, and they see you achieving those boundaries that you have set. These are some of the reasons, and I am also requesting all the listeners and viewers about the quiz is a part of it, but please do use all this in your real life, because these points that I'm discussing with you today certainly going to help you in increasing your self-esteem and also the people respecting you. So make sure that you have clear boundaries. When people see that you set boundaries and you are achieving them, they can see that you are clear about what you want to do. So that is another way.
First answer has come.
Yeah.
Inner power of respect. Okay. We go ahead.
Yeah, we go ahead. Okay. So I was talking about setting clear boundaries and achieving them, which will help people to respect you. Then the third one is, if you want people to respect you, you don't have to be nice always at all times. There are times, this may sound a little funny, but there are times when you can clearly tell people that, I agree that you want me to do this, but at this point in time, because of so and so, I'm unable to. You don't even have to give explanation, but put it in such a way that they understand you, that there is a reason why you are saying that no, because when people see you doing that, then they know that when you say no, it means no, and there is a solid reason behind it. So if you establish that type of relationship, and people see you saying no only sometimes, not always. I'm not saying that you should always say no or you should always say yes. You should, as far as possible, always say yes to people and see how to assist them in whatever they are seeking for. But there might be times when somebody wants you to come over for an evening get together, and there is a possibility that that day probably it is clashing with your meditation time. So you can very pleasantly tell them that, look, you have set the program from 6 p.m. My meditating time is from 6 to 7. If you don't mind, then I'll have to join you after 7 o'clock. Or if not, you will have to excuse me. So that is a way of saying no. So I'm just giving an example as to how to say no, so that when you do such things, people appreciate that you are genuinely saying no. Because a lot of times we just say no, sorry, I wouldn't be able to make it. That's it. But when you, instead of just saying no, if you can go a step ahead, explain the reason for no, that creates respect in people, because then they say yes, there is a genuine reason. And he doesn't always say no, but this time when he or she is saying no, there is a reason behind. So let's and that gives them a reason for respecting you. So that's another way whereby you can get you can have people respect you. The other thing is always speak up in a group discussion. If you feel that something, it's not that you have to argue, but you should the way you can get into a group discussion is by waiting for the other person to complete and thereafter making your point. When you speak up on a particular point and people see your point of view and understand, then they respect you, because they want to know what exactly you want to say. Because in group discussion, most of the time everybody wants to show that they know and they want to just contribute to the discussion. But it should not be like that. You should speak up the right point and discuss it, so that people know that when this gentleman is speaking, there must be something, and they will listen to you carefully. And that's another form of getting respect. And this you can do while someone is talking. You can raise your hand, or you can wave your hand, or you can call them by, after the discussion is over. You can say, oh, Mr. So-and-so, after you, I would like to say something. So that is how you will be able to gain respect, because people see all these things. And this is a very important form of being respected, because you have to speak up, but speak up at the right time. And another way of being respected is don't over apologize. Whatever I'm saying, Sharmaji must be thinking, he's saying, don't always say yes. And now I'm saying, don't over apologize. But the reason I'm saying is you should apologize. Whenever you see that there is a mistake that has been committed by you, you should apologize. And a genuine apology always whenever there is a genuine apology, it will always be seen, and the genuinity can be accepted by people. Nowadays, most of the time, we have that famous English word, which is sorry, which is used very, very lightly. For everything, you just do whatever you want, and then you say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, I didn't want to do that, but it happened. So you should not just apologize. You should apologize genuinely, And you should not over apologize, because when you over apologize, that's what I was saying, that if you keep saying sorry for everything, that means people will say, oh, his sorry does not mean anything, that's fine, he is just trying to cover it up. So if we want people to respect us, we have to apologize as and when required, but we should not over apologize. Please underline that word, over apologize. And then when the last thing is, whenever you are speaking, display confidence in your body language. That is one thing which people look for, and your body language speaks a lot about yourself. People respect you when you speak confidently. So when anything delivered with confidence gives you the required respect. So I'll just repeat these 6 points that I have said in the best interest of people. So they want to note it down, they can. Otherwise, put it in practice, which is more important once you have noted it down, because I would like everyone to be respected. It's not that you are not being respected, but you can always increase, because this is how people perceive. And I will come to the part of the respect that I'm talking about eventually. But in the world, if you want to be respected by others, these are the things that you have to do. So the first one is, first of all, respect yourself first, and think high about yourself. The second point is, set clear boundaries and discuss with others and achieve them. The third one is, you don't have to be nice always. There are times when you can say yes and no. There is nothing wrong in that. The fourth point is, speak up. Have people pay respect to you. You talk when it's required, and bring out your point. The fifth one is, don't over apologize. And the last one is, display confident body language. So these are the 6 points. At this point, I would like to, because there are certain things which I will also discuss, reasons for habits that make people don't respect you. So I would like to discuss that after I give back to Sharmaji, and for any comments that are being received, and your special comments, Sharmaji.
Okay. Over here, Mamta ji is writing, there is no respect for others without humility in oneself. Then
Very good.
Bhagwat ji is writing, in fact, the confidence of the people is worth more than money. Then veteran from the Air Force is writing, nice deliberation. And then Balkrishan ji, then Shanti Ram Adhikari ji from Nepal, from Sikkim. Hearty welcome, thank you. Prachi Kalita, well explained, Shastri ji. And then come KV Cruz, relevant and relatable examples, very good. Rosie Chakma from Tripura, wonderful session. Laishram Damini from Imphal. Namaskar to everybody. Mr. Gohin from Assam. Claudia from Shillong. Kim Kepgan. Then Anand Mukherjee from Kolkata. Amazing session. Deepa Hazarika from Assam. Wonderful session. Veteran from the Air Force, Maheshji. Inner power of respect. Neha Singh from the Vast Dreams. She's writing, good evening to everybody. Anjan Kumar Bora, that is the power of respect. Mamta Chauhan, to free us from the expectations of others, to give us back to ourselves, there lies the great singular power of self-respect. Veteran from Air Force, good evening to Kotamarti ji. And then Mr. Bora, Rishi Mohan from Rajasthan, Nancy Sangma from Garo Hills, that is from Meghalaya. Hearty welcome, pleasure. Wamuzo Vero from Nagaland, hearty welcome. Shivani Gogai from Assam, hearty welcome. Julie Subba ma'am from Imphal is the first person to join in the webinar today for deliberations. So most of the people are praising. Jitendra Rathorji is joining from Punjab, and he's also sending his views and inputs to you. The harder you work for something, the greater you will feel when you achieve it. That is Bhagwat Kumarji. He's sending you all the way from Bihar. Then we have got Digital ICSI, of course, they all are there. Great. Julie Subba ma'am, respect is the real charm of the person. Kim Kepgen, respect is how to treat everyone. So these are the views which are coming over here.
I'll quickly go through certain things that you should not do so that you lose respect from people. And thereafter, I will come to the final point where I would like to tell the prefix and also see how, what is this whole thing about respect. So you normally, if you allow other people to interrupt you easily, then you lose respect, because you should allow you should be confidently delivering what you are, so that people understand what you're trying to say. And if you do not, and you allow people to interrupt you easily, then you lose respect. Then the other point is, if when you interrupt others when they are telling something, that you lose respect, because you should always allow others to finish their point and then only tell your point. This is one of the ones which I had earlier said, that that's a point where people respect you when you wait for them to finish and then you talk. And then another way of losing respect is pushing opinions on others, just making sure that you are telling that this is what it is, and you have to accept this. It's like you're pushing, and people will say, oh, he doesn't even want to know our opinion. Always he's talking about, he or she's talking about their opinions, and we have to accept their opinions. So if you behave like that, your behavior will lead to people disrespecting you. Then another point is about the plans, which I had said earlier, setting clear boundaries and achieving them. The negative side of it is, if you are not following through your plans and you don't achieve them, then naturally people will say that there's no clear boundaries that have been set by him, and even if he set boundaries, it's just to never will be achieved. So they'll stop respecting you if you behave like that. And being inconsiderate towards others, you should always be considerate when you are dealing with people. Always allow them to say what you want, and respect them. That is very important. Another reason why people might lose respect for you is when you brag too much. You should never talk too much about yourself. You should always, especially in the first meet, when you're meeting somebody, you should allow them to tell you about others, but not tell yourself about too much about you. That is one thing which I would like everyone to note down. That generally it comes out of our general attitude, and that's why we feel that we have to tell about us. Otherwise, how will they know about me? There is no need for you to immediately tell and brag about yourself. You have to first listen to the other person, what they do, what they are, and then thereafter, when asked for, or very briefly mention about you. So do not brag. Bragging about yourself makes people lose respect for you. And then you treat people based on personal gain. Now, this is one thing which more it's happening these days. You treat people based on your personal gains. Never give that opinion to anybody that, oh, he has some reasons why he's coming to me, and that's why, if he has come or she has come to me, they have something behind. There is a personal gain that they would like to, a favor or XYZ, because of which they are coming. So these are the things which are some things which we should not be doing, whereby we lose respect. I had earlier told you what you should be doing for getting respect, and this is what you should not be doing for getting respect. Overall, it will still increase the way people respect you. And I think, we all have our definition of respect. So the whole word about respect is, now I would like to come and say that I would like to congratulate at least Mamta Chauhanji, that she came very close to what I said. The prefix is self-respect, and she in her message said that inner self-respect. So at least self-respect is always inner, Mamtaji. So at least that you said that word self-respect. So I would like, actually I wanted to say the power of self-respect, because this whole discussion about respect is something which we have to understand. In order for us to have someone respect you, is first of all you have to respect yourself. So that is the very first point that I had said in when will people respect you? When you respect yourself. So, and how do you respect yourself? Now you respect yourself by doing two very important things, which is ahankar, which is ego, and insult. So swaman, that means respecting yourself, comes by not having ego, because ego is a deterrent to self-respect, because that allows, comes in your way of not knowing who you are. For whenever you want to say something, your ego comes in between. And the same thing, in your actions, if you are insulting others, and through your words or your actions or your behavior, if you are insulting others, then you will not be self-respecting yourself. So the whole power of respect comes from power of self-respect. When you respect yourself, you have all, you are looking into yourself, and all the good sanskars and the five items in the folder which I had told: humility, compassion, generosity, detachment. All these things will come when you look into yourself and you respect yourself. When you respect yourself, then what happens is that you first respect yourself, then you vibrate good, you understand the other person, so you respect others. And when you respect yourself and you respect others, others will respect you in return. So these are the three steps: self-respect, vibrating good respect to others, and getting back respect. So this, I would finally, to conclude, say that this whole process starts with self-realization, that you have to respect yourself. And then once you know that you have to respect yourself, and you know the power of self-respect, then the question of self-esteem comes, because then you are not having the ego, but you are having the esteem, the self-esteem, that you are having all the powers within, and you are utilizing that, and you see the same thing in others also, and you vibrate, seeing the good qualities in them and getting back the respect from them. And finally, from self-realization, self-esteem, the thing that comes is self-respect. So this is the process which will lead to self-respect, and the power of self-respect is based on all the points that I had discussed. When you respect yourself and you have the confidence within, and then that will it will automatically lead your sanskars of humility, compassion, and all the other sanskars, whereby you understand the other person, you respect, you send good vibrations of respecting them and get back the respect in return. So this is the power of self-respect.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kotamarti ji, initially you announced 500 rupees prize. So there are two contestants. We'll give them 500 rupees each, if you permit. Because when we are talking about self-power of respect, self-respect, self-power of respect. So self is inner also. So Mahesh ji was the first who posted it. We should give 500 rupees with your consent to Mahesh ji, and 500 rupees we give to Mamta. There can be two winners today. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
That's fine. And certainly, power, the self-respect is anyway inner. Maheshji has said that. Everything, I have always been saying that everything is within. So this inner self-respect is within. So you have to respect yourself, then everything. So that's why self-realization, self-esteem, and leading to self-respect. Those are the steps. So yes, it is within. And congratulate to
both of them,
as well as both and
Mamta
for
yes,
for their contribution and understanding.
Yes, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to share with you next week with Kotamarti ji. We would be spending 10 to 15 minutes on medical tourism next Friday, along with the power of self. Once we do this half an hour session, we'll devote 10-15 minutes on medical tourism. And then I also requested him, in journal travel and tourism, when we talk about next Friday, we will take in totality the complete travel and tourism. And you should feel Canada. You should travel to Canada. And those of us, those are really keen. When you have a keen desire, you can reach anywhere. And that's what is the power of self. Put yourself into meditation and you can reach Canada within no time. So that is the way we should think about it, and we should plan on to it. Thank you very much, Kotamarti ji. It was such a pleasure to have you today. Wish you a great day ahead in Canada. Thank you very much. All our friends, those are joining us from Europe, happy afternoon. Wonderful. Go for your tea and coffee. And people, those are in India, be ready, 8 p.m. We are meeting once again after 1 hour and 52 minutes.